What's up, folks? Melvin back again with another video. Now, YouTube changes its... Okay, well, first, let me just say that some of my videos have had it where it's just like I've been holding the camera and I probably should stop it. I thought this camera would do a pretty nice job of like keeping me in frame and things like that, and I wouldn't really have to worry about, me moving my hand from time to time, but I've been looking at some of the footage and I just don't like the way it looks. So I'll try to do a better job of putting it somewhere if I'm able to do that. So just remember that. So I'll do a better job of that. But YouTube, man, YouTube changes its rules like all the time and no one understands what's going on. But a lot of the times there are really good arguments for why you should worry about the changes on YouTube and why you shouldn't worry about the changes of YouTube. But this one, I feel like everyone who goes on YouTube and enjoys YouTube, regardless of not if you watch controversial topics, you should be worried that YouTube is even thinking about doing things like this. Now, from this title, from what it says, YouTube will isolate offensive videos that don't violate policies. Now, here's the thing. Right now, they are focusing on political YouTube channels, because obviously the 2016 election was probably one of the most polarizing elections we've ever had in the United States. So obviously that is bringing controversy all around YouTube, and YouTube wants to stop that. That part is a little bit understandable, but I don't feel like it's YouTube's job to tell people what they feel they should be allowed to watch. If it doesn't violate YouTube's policies, and I don't think talking about politics does, then I feel that you should be able to talk about it. If you want to make your YouTube channel be all about why Trump is the greatest president of all time, I don't feel like YouTube should be allowed to remove that content, because even though it might be a controversial topic itself, it doesn't violate YouTube's policies to simply talk about Trump. And yet YouTube is trying to make it so that they will isolate offensive videos that don't violate policies. The problem with that is the word offensive. It's one of the most broad words that we use every day. Offensive is such a simple term. Anything can be offensive, like, to anyone. Like, well, okay, maybe I might be a little bit hyperbolic there, but yes, offensive is a regular term we use every day, and a lot of different people find a lot of different things offensive. So I don't know, what's the simplest thing that I can think of that might be offensive? The simplest thing I can think of is comedy. A simple skit could be considered offensive. I don't know. Think of some of the most simple people that make skits. Think of some of the simplest people. Comedy itself is supposed to be controversial because that is how we come up with new ideas. That's how we get forced into thinking new ideas, is when certain jokes are controversial. So I don't know, I don't really have like a set thinking process in mind, but I feel like this needs to be said, and more people need to be worried that they're thinking about doing this. And this says that the videos will remain on YouTube behind an terrestrial I don't know what that word is, but won't be recommended and won't be monetized. So even though that video follows every rule that YouTube has, they will still not monetize it if it is offensive. Now again, right now they're focusing mainly on controversial topics such as religion and politics. But let's just say that all of those videos got removed off YouTube. There was no more videos on politics and there was no more videos on religion. Let's just say they're all gone. What's next? What's the next thing that might be considered controversial? Is every other video on YouTube now okay because they removed all the offensive content? No, the problem is that once you give them an inch, they will go for a mile. So first, it is politics and religion. Then eventually, it will go into other realms that shouldn't be allowed to be removed off of YouTube if it stays on the guidelines. What YouTube should do is just let the people decide on whether they want to watch it or not. The thing is that I don't think YouTube wants to give power to the people in terms of what is popular on YouTube. A great example is the trending page, at least in the United States. The trending page in the United States is always showing something from like the late night shows, interviews of people that we really don't care about, of celebrities that just don't get that many views. I always see the view on the trending page, and I always see like maybe like a few thousand views. I really don't see it ever hit like a million views on the view, except maybe like that Tommy Lauren interview. But other than that, the view does not get many views on YouTube. I know, ironic, right? The view doesn't get views. But yeah, like we can see, it's obvious that YouTube does not want us to dictate what is popular on YouTube. And YouTube sort of wants to be that dictator now. They want to dictate what becomes popular on YouTube, and that is a very dangerous thing, especially for a website that's all about being yourself. I remember when on the front of YouTube's page they would always say, be yourself. Now, obviously, this is a transition that YouTube is trying to pull off. YouTube is trying to switch from allowing people to upload almost whatever they want to essentially becoming Netflix and essentially choosing what you want to watch, essentially mixing TV and sort of their YouTubers that became popular and things like that. I can guarantee you that they're slowly going to move away from that. So you guys out there, anyone who loves YouTube or wants to support your like YouTubers right now, try talking to them about moving sites, moving anything. They don't have to completely migrate to those things. They can still have their YouTube channel, but they should have a backup in case YouTube does, out of nowhere, want to remove their content. This is a very dangerous time for people who really do care about freedom of speech and really do care about talking whatever they want. And this isn't even like a political issue. Even though YouTube wants to remove politics, this isn't a political issue. This is an issue with freedom and how we want to use the internet. YouTube is trying to tell us how to use their website, which was never the point of YouTube in the first place. The point of YouTube was to let us decide what we wanted to watch on YouTube. YouTube now wants to take that away, and we need to do something different. I remember I was watching Scarce, and he was like, "Oh, I don't know what to think about it." Scarce was like, "Come on, man, do a little bit more research on what they're trying to say and what they're trying to do." I mean, Scarce was a news channel that wasn't getting any money from his views that should have been given to him. Yes, JD, you should be mad at this too, because it's not fair for the creators. It is not fair. And if it's not fair, then we need to do something about it. I don't know what the answer is. Please, if any of you have any ideas or have any YouTubers who are thinking about this same thing, please let me know. And please, like, tell other people why this is an issue and why this is a concern. We're going to have to find something new eventually. I'm telling you right now, we're going to have to find... YouTube has outgrown itself. It has outgrown its YouTubers. There was a time where YouTubers were essentially like growing the channel itself, and YouTube was able to see I guess, how should I say it, grow in popularity from that. There was a time where, like, because PewDiePie was so controversial, PewDiePie controversial, and people started going on YouTube to see him, that was benefiting YouTube. That was allowing YouTube to grow. But now that, PewDiePie isn't really making the channel grow anymore. It's just it's just making them money, but YouTube is losing money. YouTube is trying to find another way to sort of grow a profit, and that part is really understandable. YouTube's a business, and they're trying to change their business practice. So that part, I understand. I completely understand, but at least make it obvious. At least tell us in black and white what you're trying to do. You're trying to hide this as, oh, we're just protecting you, when in reality you're trying to change the website into something that it isn't, and to something that people don't want. You're trying to use the word offensive so that people who don't understand what you're talking about will keep watching your channel and not reading the fine print. But you make it very clear that essentially you will just hide whatever YouTube videos you find offensive. And that is just not, that's not what YouTube is supposed to be. YouTube is not the police force. And I'm sure more websites are doing this. I'm sure Facebook is doing this. I'm sure Twitter is doing this. Because for some reason, countries like Germany think they can essentially make websites do whatever they want. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Germany essentially said, like, to Facebook, oh, if we find something offensive, we will fine you. That's not exactly what they're saying. Gosh, it's probably not super accurate, but it's along those lines that, oh, you're doing something offensive on this website, we will fine you. And oh my gosh, one thing, Germany should not be allowed to dictate what websites are allowed to do. That's at least I think so, unless it's a law. Unless it's a law, it's a completely different thing. But at the same time, I don't think Facebook should be bowing down to Germany. I don't feel like Facebook should be doing that. If one country is essentially telling Facebook what to do, then Facebook should not be listening to them because it's their business. But since Facebook needs their billions of dollars, they really don't care. So yeah, this is a little bit of a rant. I am ranting a little bit because I really don't have a thing about saying, but people should be scared of what YouTube is trying to say. And, you know, I know there's nothing that really can replace YouTube because of how big YouTube is. YouTube is literally so big that only the biggest companies in the world could copy YouTube, but at the same time, we don't see any big companies copying YouTube. We've seen them try, and then they've always failed because they see it as not a good business practice. So yeah, eventually there will be a time where it's just not feasible, and we're just gonna have to start doing things ourselves. And I think that time is coming sooner than people think. And I personally, I am ready for that. But again, that's only because I am an adult and I could pay for whatever I upload to the internet. Like, I could pay for Vimeo if I wanted to upload whatever I wanted, and to, you know, I know I'm not going to make money off of it, but if YouTube is my passion, if making videos for the internet is my passion, then yeah, I'll pay for it. I would be willing to pay $10 a month to upload, you know, whatever I want. And I feel like we're gonna see more things like that, where we have to sort of put in some money towards doing that, because you know, you see a lot of websites where it's just like they'll let you upload whatever you want, but they're only saying that because they know everyone's not going to upload like a ton of videos and a ton of like photos and things like that. But eventually we're going to get to that point where we're gonna have to pitch in. You know, if we want a website to succeed, we're gonna have to pay so that they can afford how many people go on, and they can also afford essentially them being the boss and them saying whatever they want. Their bottom line is making us happy. YouTube's bottom line is no longer about making us happy, but instead making investors happy, because we don't pay for YouTube. I do pay for YouTube. I pay for YouTube Red, but none of my friends do, actually. I'm the only person that pays for YouTube Red out of all the friends that I know of. Everyone else just watches it for free and watches it with ads and probably has ad block, so they're not paying for YouTube. So YouTube's bottom line isn't making them happy. Maybe it's about making me happy, but so yeah, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what else there is to say, but please, like, take this more seriously than it is. And we need to start finding alternatives soon. Because I do think something like YouTube can succeed. Maybe not in the big terms. Maybe not where everyone who's on YouTube tries to make content for YouTube. But we could definitely see a website where there is a strong community, and maybe like 10% of that community tries making content, and then 5% of that community succeeds from it. I'm definitely willing to find things like that. And I'm definitely going to support anything that tries to do that if I can. You know, even though there are problems with VidMe and the business practices they have been doing recently are not good, VidMe is a competitor to YouTube, and we kind of need to start supporting websites like that. So, I mean, that's really all I have to say. We'll see in the future. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when YouTube starts, you know, migrating a little bit. When YouTube starts changing more rules. You know, I guess I'll inform you guys by the end of August essentially what is going to be happening. So right now it is August 2nd. So we'll see by August 31st what exactly is going to happen and what has changed and what I think. So I'll give like my end. My thoughts at the end. Right now, it was yesterday that they announced this, so I don't know what's going to happen. I know some of the YouTubers I watch that are considered controversial, even though they have been hit before by the adpocalypse, they're going to be hit now. I don't think that's fair, but hey, YouTube's rules are YouTube's rules. I can definitely respect that part of it, but I wish they make those rules more black and white. That part I do not respect from a business. The one thing I do not respect at all from a business is when they make rules black and white, where it's like, oh, you know, you can return anything you want. Oh, but don't remove the warranty sticker like that. Like that's stupid. Businesses should make things as clear to their customers as possible. But hey, that's just me. So with that said, I hope you guys take care. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. All right, don't let me ruin your day because I'm still happy and you guys should be happy too. So with that said, take care. I'll let you say goodbye to my bird. Don't worry, you'll probably see him again soon. I'll probably one day make a video. JD, it's okay. It's just my camera. Don't be scared, buddy. Don't be scared. But yeah, okay. Say goodbye to him. Say goodbye. Okay, okay. Say goodbye to Aaron Yeager back there. JD, it's okay, buddy. It's not gonna hurt you. But again, take care, guys.